Hey, happy Wednesday, and welcome to the season 6 of the DTM Moms podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Nitcher. I am so excited about the next few months, and it's full of guests that bring so much to the table for moms and their families. When I started the podcast 4 years ago, my goal was to share God's goodness and faithfulness with other people's stories, encouraging them in their journey with God. That hasn't changed. Whether we're sharing stories from other moms, businesses, ministries, or I share what God is teaching me, the sole purpose remains to share how God has been faithful to us in the past, reassuring us that He's going to be faithful again in the future and that we're not alone. Paul writes in 1st and 2nd Timothy to guard the deposit given to you, and as Christ-following moms, God's entrusted us with the gospel to share with those in our care and our sphere of influence. That includes our children, husband, family, and friends. So the question is, what does that look like? And how do we do that on a daily basis? So that's what I'm tackling this season. God's brought me some amazingly talented and devoted believers, each who can speak to different areas of how we steward our gifts and talents and time and efforts to share God and how He's impacted our own hearts. So we're going to start the semester off with talking to Crystal, aka the money saving mom, who talks about her focus on stewardship of finances, but mainly how she and her husband steward their time with their kids. We'll also talk to a couple of guests that share businesses they run to walk with parents while they foster relationships with their children in the realm of media and technology. We'll also talk about what it means to trust God and walk through loss and dark seasons with a joyful perspective that only God can give. We'll peel back the curtain on work from home life with a mom who wanted to be physically home with her kids while growing her career as a ghostwriter. And lastly, we'll look at a mom who, through her own experiences as a first-time mom, started a business to bring moms together to form friendships by walking together and ultimately finding community we so often lack after the birth of a child. So, season 6 starts January 29th, and I am thrilled. So my ask, as my middle kiddo says, number 1, is that you share this with a mom you know, one that might be encouraged or benefit from some of these conversations. Link it in your stories, send them a clip of an episode that spoke to you. Any way you can share. Number 2, I'd also love to hear your ideas on topics you'd love to hear about. There's a link in the show notes, so drop me a note. I truly would love to hear your ideas. And last, number 3, I would love your prayer. My heart is to glorify God in all that is shared, and I pray constantly over my guests, our words, that my listeners would grow a desire to spend more time in God's presence. I'm truly humbled and grateful for God's constant presence and direction with the podcast, and I'm so thankful for you who listen and who share. So until January 29th, happy Wednesday.